Senator Nyutu. The kind of sentiment we're seeing from the side that you are aligned to is a mixture of suspicion and rivalry with the Jubilee Party, with the retired president, and with Fred Matiang'i. We've seen chants of project, we've seen accusations of a red wheelbarrow, and many people are wondering, this same Fred Matiang'i was among the united opposition luminaries. What happened? Is the problem the Jubilee? Is the problem the former president? Or is the problem ownership of the votes in the mountain?
Thank you, Fred. But before that, allow me, DK mentioned me and said that I'm departmentalizing my mind. Just to tell him that unless he has just landed in Kenya, he should know that the last about 4 or 5 elections, contestation has been about the presidential vote. That is not my invention. That is not my creation. That is a historical fact. And I got a little disappointed with DK, who is my good friend, to have dismissed Cherafo as people who are being caught by their girlfriends, boyfriends, or girlfriends and catwalking. And for him, the late Chebukati was, of course, then did the best. I mean, I do not want us to get into that, but you cannot, portray people who differ with what you believe as petty people catwalking and being caught by girlfriends, boyfriends.
And I'll request that we do not disparage this panel.
Yes, so it's important that we do an objective analysis of everything or any other institution when we come here. But having said that, I want to make it very clear that there is no rift between Uhuru and Rigathi Gachagua. That is a creation of the media. There is no, Uhuru and Gachagua are each building their own parties. Jubilee is Uhuru's party. Gachagua has DCP. And so I don't know where this story is coming from, that the two are fighting. Yes, it's true that there are concerns. And I think the concerns are about Fred Matiang'i. Fred Matiang'i, who does not want to form his own party, wants to ride on Jubilee Party. And
what is the concern with that?
No, the concern is Jubilee Party is associated with Uhuru Kenyatta, all right? Mm-hmm. Jubilee Party, Uhuru Kenyatta comes from Mount Kenya. Rigathi Gachagua comes from Mount Kenya, all right? If Matiang'i wants to win or wants to join the united opposition in winning against William Ruto, then of course, can I give you a situation that anyway you would want to look at? Can you imagine in Luo Nyanza, for example, Raila Amolo Odinga has always worked with Kalonzo Musyoka, right? Can you imagine Raila Odinga and working with Kalonzo Musyoka, but Kalonzo Musyoka, assuming he had no wiper, goes to Luo Nyanza, gets a party associated with somebody else in Luo Nyanza and decides to make that his party. What does that mean? That means, no, just a minute. Mm-hmm. That means, Matiang'i comes from, and it's unfortunate that we have to, get region on this, but Matiang'i comes from the Kisii region.
But if we were to go that way, Jubilee Party does not really have most of its elected members from Mount Kenya region. Most of the elected members through Jubilee are actually from northeastern Kenya. We can't really say Jubilee is a big party in Mount Kenya.
Yes, that's why I started by saying that it is associated. It's Uhuru Kenyatta's party. As we speak now. But why it has many members elected from the northeastern region is because it was the ruling party then. I think I would want to see in 2027, now that Uhuru is not a president, how many members will be elected on Jubilee and from other regions. Mm-hmm. So we must not, we should not close our eyes to realities of politics in our country. That our politics is largely ethnic. I mean, most of the parties that we have in this region, in this country, unless we want to close our eyes to facts, are ethnic-based. And what I mean by that is the party leader. For example, the greatest support of ODM is in Luo Nyanza because Raila Amolo Odinga, the party leader, comes from Luo Nyanza. If, just a minute, Fred, if you go to if you talk about Fort Kenya is a party for Bungoma and the environs because of Moses Wetangula, who is the party leader. And that is true. Pa of Amason Kingi has members from the coast and basically around Kilifi because Amason Kingi comes from there. I mean, Wiper Party has its strongest support in Ukambani region because Kalonzo Musyoka comes from Ukambani region. Unless now we want to close our eyes to that, that is the fact that parties mostly are associated with the party leaders.
Senator, you seem to agree with the headlines then. You started off by saying that this is a creation of the media. Yet, listening to you, you seem to agree that this is about who is the kingpin of Mount Kenya region, because which is the biggest party? Which party leader are we following?
No.
And this is between Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi
Gachagua.
No. And that's a question being asked by the media.
But I've told you, I mean, I know you record whatever we do, we say here. I said there is no war between Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua.
No
and I'm
war.
on record. I'm on record. But I said there is a problem with Matiangi, who wants to jump on a party. You know? He is a presidential candidate, right? But he does not want to form a party. I mean, and while I was giving you an analysis of the party leaders and their greatest support, I was giving you that example so that, I mean, Fred Matiang'i should also have come up with a party that basically, if then what I have said is anything to go by, that basically then would have a support first from the Kisii region. I mean, the two Kisii counties, Nyamira and Gusii. I mean, but Fred, that is what I've given you an analysis of ODM, of Wiper, of PA, of, Fort Kenya.
Because I'm trying to get the difference here.
Yes.
On one hand, you say it is not about Uhuru Kenyatta. Yes, it's about Fred Matiang'i.
Yes.
But now your concern is about the influence that Uhuru Kenyatta will have through Jubilee that could benefit Matiang'i. So I rent you in the end saying that yes, it's about Uhuru Kenyatta and the influence he has over the Mount Kenya region.
No. I said there is no war between Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua. This is that time I'm saying that. But I have said there is a problem with Matiang'i. And I gave you an example, Fred.
Okay.
If today somebody wanted to work with Kalonzo Musyoka, for example, say Rigathi Gachagua wanted to work with Kalonzo Musyoka, and I know they are working together. But Rigathi Gachagua does not form his own party. He wants to go to Ukambani, all right? And take Gilu's party. What do you call it? Takes Gilu's party.
NAC, yeah.
NAC. And decides to run on NAC. Knowing very well that Kenyan politics being what it is. Knowing very well that NAC will have most of the support will come from the Ukambani region. Rigathi Gachagua, and I'm just giving an example, does not want to use to build his own, start his own party, build his own party, consolidate his region, because I mean there are ethnic blocks in this country. Unless we want to just be, theoretical. You know, he wants to use a party that has a following in Ukambani. This particular person cannot have any other interest other than kuvuruga ama kukoroga the Ukambani region.
Okay.
Because if you ask, what following do we have? I mean, what following does Jubilee have in Kisii region, for example? So I am not contradicting myself. I'm saying Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua are not in any fight. And Matiangi and Rigathi Gachagua are not in any fight either. But there are questions. There are questions some of us are asking ourselves. And when I speak, I'm not the official spokesperson of DCP. And my sentiments here are just personal.
Okay.
As Nyutu.
And you look
about
like
the behavior.
You're very excited to contribute to this particular debate. You want to keep like that.
Listen.